Fifi jumps up onto the thing and says, bartender, I'll have another. And he kind of goes, this'll be your fifth one. And then puts down a beer chug, again as big as Fifi, which he crawls himself into and drinks from the bottom with his tiny little cat feet and tail wagging from the other side as he drinks it.
Hey, you better go easy, Fifi, or you're going to end up like your pa.
Hey, that's very true. And then he continues drinking it, like, straight up. What about you, Dr. Jangles? Would you like a beer or a beverage?
Could I have a small glass of milk?
Okay. Alright, I'll get making that for you. Just as that's happening.
I don't want rat's milk either. I want the good stuff, cow's milk.
Oh!
The good.
There hasn't been a cow here in nearly a year. They sold them all.
Wait, then what have I been drinking? What have you been giving me? Has it been rat's milk?
I don't quite know. Was it milk? Oh, it might have been goat's milk.
Oh, thank God.
I don't serve rat's milk in this establishment. That's more of a tiny wood beverage.
You're an upstanding fellow, Mr. Naked Orc. I don't think I caught your name before.
Well, thank. A guy seems to bump Dr. Jangles and then gets to the bar. Accidentally bumps him quite hard. Oh, I do apologise, dear fellow.
Oh, that's all right. No hard feelings. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, is it alright? Fifi says. What are you trying to start? Oh, not really anything. Dr. Jangles, you should kick his ass. Just gonna let him bump into you like that?
I'm not going to kick his ass, Fifi. It was an accident.
I don't like you. Oh, well, I'm not quite fond of you. You seem an incredibly aggressive individual at thingy. My friend doesn't like you either. And then you're kind of like Dr. Jangles in the background. Does Dr. Jangles say anything?
No, Dr. Jangles says, oh, he can't help that. It runs in his blood. Don't worry about it.
My friend says your face looks like an arse. And he would know he's had your mum's. He fucking says what?
No. I didn't say that. You know that I didn't say that. You can understand me.
I thought you were an upstanding citizen. Kick his ass, Dr. Jangles. Come on, he deserves it. Look at his rat face.
I am an upstanding citizen. What are you doing?
I
Why are
think
you
Dr.
doing this, Fifi?
My friend thinks you're
Why
a
do you
bitch.
get like this when you're drunk?
Oh, I'm not a bitch, you asshole. And he, like, straight up punches Dr. Jangle in the side of the face. Roll initiative.
Give me just a second.
I'm just gonna see how much, like, initial damage he did to Dr. J.
I got a 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, what's your AC?
It is 13.
Alright, so his
That
hand...
doesn't hit me.
Yeah, and his hand, in fact, breaks on your jaw, right? And then he kind of flies back to the, like, where the normal tables are and go, "Ah, I'm being attacked by Dr. Jangles. Somebody help me. Somebody help me." And then someone from
No, guys, I didn't do anything.
several people from his party come forward.
Dr. Jangles steps forward with like his arms out and his palms open, and says, I'm sorry. He attacked me. I guess it was like a reflex in self-defense.
No weapons, huh? I suppose this is just a brawl then. And then the elf punches at Dr. Jangles' jaw and completely fucks up and misses him entirely. Anything Dr. Jangles wants to do in response?
Guys, stop! You're just hurting yourselves.
The dwarf who was drinking a bottle smashes it against the side of a thing and then puts the pointed part of the bottle to try and
We'll
stab
have to
you with
clean
it.
that later.
Just gonna see. It just disintegrates. In fact, it disintegrates so badly that both his hands are really badly cut. And he starts screaming and crying. And then the guy goes, "Everybody, we need help! Dr. Jangles is on a rampage!" And he picks up a stool and tries to smash it against Dr. Jangles. Let's see if that does anything.
Can I run out? Can I escape?
Nope, you're kind of cornered, unfortunately. Okay, that does nothing. In fact, that bounces off and knocks this guy completely out. So he's
Clip him.
Oh, what? You gotta like put him
There you
on. Okay, we'll do that for like when they're knocked out. He's knocked out. This guy's hands are bleeding, and he's crying, going, "Somebody help! Dr. Jangles is on a rampage." The elf.
Look, come here! I can heal you.
The elf is backing up, terribly
heal you.
afraid. The elf is going back towards the bar, petrified, and the bartender's just in shock, and Fifi's laughing his nuts off.
I would like to cast Healing Word on the dwarf.
Oh, okay.
So the dwarf is healed for 5 points.
There you go. The dwarf is healed for 5 points. He's like, looks at his hands, not realising it's Dr. Jangles that's healed him, and goes, "Ah, the gods are with me." And he takes a second bottle, smashes it against the thing, and turns towards
me!
Dr. Jangles. "We need to stop this maniac! He's gonna kill our elf friend!" And he's like, "Oh god, he's cornered me!" And before anything else is said, Fifi cracks the huge jug that he drank out of over the elf person's head, which knocks him out completely. Right, okay, let's see what the dwarf does. Oh yay! The dwarf, this time, breaks the bottle so badly he cuts his own throat and then falls out bleeding on the floor. Do you want to try and heal him?
Yes, I do. Hang on.
God, I really hope you roll very low, but if you don't, that's still fine.
Do.
What did you roll?
I do Cure Wounds, which is a touch-based thing. So I walk over to him, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen." And I cure him for 10 points.
Oh, man. I was hoping you'd roll really low so it would just explode. Either way. The goblin.
Dr. Jangles go, I give up. You've bested me, sir.
The guy healed. "We're going to take you to the sheriff." And then Fifi kind of does a somersault and then pulls his sword and puts it like right up against the guy and go, "Ah, look at this! We've got ourselves a snitch." And he's like, "Oh god,
Fifi, for fuck's sake!
it's fine, Doc. It's fine, Jangles. Take your friends and get the fuck out of town." Okay. He pulls them with...
Wait, would you like me to help? I can heal them.
Please, no. And he pulls them out of town. Everyone is like looking down, refusing to make eye contact with Dr. Jangles. And there's just like a loss of respect generally held.
Dr. Jangles goes to the table and the chairs and starts like putting them back upright. And he just goes, "I'm so sorry. Of course, I will pay for any damage."
The bartender
Naked
comes
Orc.
over to Dr. Jangles. "Dr. Jangles, I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut you off. You're an angry junk, Dr. Jangles. And we can't have you in here messing the place up whenever you get angry."
But where will I get my goat's milk from now?
I could put you in touch with a goat.
With just a goat.
With a goat. Not a goat dealer, just a straight up fucking goat.
Okay, so how many? So Naked Orc has tried to kick him out. He just like he looks really upset and he just slinks out of the out. And go, "Oh, okay, I'll come back tomorrow though."
The dogs kind of like go up to Dr. Jangles and goes, "What on earth happened?" And then Fifi goes, "Oh, he went on a drunken rampage. Almost killed 3 guys. I'm really proud of him."
No, I didn't! They almost killed themselves. It's just a misunderstanding.
The wolf just kind of like shakes its head with Dr. Jangles and loses a little bit of respect that they used to have for him.
No.
I'm a well-respected doctor.
I was expecting more from you, Jangles. And they kind of wander back. Fifi is following you, very dazed and drunk, where you see Nepezi and a zealot priest just outside of the Naked Orc. The priest is saying, which Nepezi can also hear, "The undead are unnatural and do not deserve the same rights as the living."
You're aware that the mayor is an undead person, right?
That's why we've come here.
Priest? Hey, you remember me?
I think so. You're the sheriff.
Yep, you should remember me because we talked about this. This is a form of hate speech.
Well, to be fair, you should really go back as well to the fire plane. Should you really be here among mortals?
I am a mortal.
Well, you're half mortal. He says it in a really
I don't have
demeaning way.
I don't have time to unpack all of this. But if you take what you're saying out of a public setting, I won't arrest you today. You get to say anything you want within the walls of your church. But once you come to the outside world, you now have to deal with outside laws. Do you understand me, Mr. Priest? I feel like we have this conversation every other week.
Right, now, are there raised voices here, or is this just a normal conversation?
Wait, is it what?
Are there raised voices? Because I'm going to see if Bonehead can overhear it or not.
You want to know if you're yelling at him or if you're talking to him.
Oh, I'm just talking to him.
Okay, good.
I personally, like, as myself, really want to cast a vicious mockery upon this priest. But I feel like Dr. Jangles wouldn't do that, and it's making me very sad that I can't just go like wee 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 wee, and that's my vicious mockery.
It really does suck.
The priest.
Well, if you roll up a character real quick that's just you, is just Dave, and then you cast that, technically, you
We
would.
all. Sorry, go ahead. We need to have a one shot where we just play as ourselves.
That'd be great, honestly.
It would be fun.
I mean, a lot of my personality is already in Fifi, so there's that.
What?
A lot of my like everyday personality is just straight up in Fifi already.
Apart from the thievery. You would
I
never
mean, that
do
you
that.
know of.
That's easy.
Apart from the thievery, yeah. The priest kind of turns away, not looking at you, and is now shouting quite loudly, or rather chanting. Yes. Throw out the undead. They do not deserve the privileges of the living. The living are the ones who are right to this world. Just shouting right past the thing. Bonehead can hear this. But what...
Do I need to-
Okay, now
I'm following him, like, okay, Father, we talked about this. You didn't abide by the laws that were just stated out to you. I'm gonna have to arrest you now.
You said I could hear it?
Mhm.
Is there a window on the side of the building?
Yeah, that's what that little thing is I made. Smash.
Okay, he's gonna jump through it. Yeah.
Okay, now that he's yelling, I'm actually gonna do it. He casts, Dr. Jangles casts Vicious Mockery, and it does 6 damage.
and it's literally he's just going wee 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 wee. I'm so smart.
Okay.
Dr. Jangles, you just did that in front of an officer. I'm gonna have to arrest you too when I'm done with him.
You're gonna
I
have to
already
arrest
wanted to
him
talk
anyway.
about
He like destroyed the pub earlier.
What's happening here?
Dr. Jangles, who are you?
I didn't.
You aren't the
I
man
didn't
that I love.
do that.
I am not going to talk to it. And then he puts his back directly to Bonehead and states, "The undead do not deserve this world. This is the world of the living."
Can I go ahead and grapple him?
Yep.
Well, not grapple him, but like they don't have like, do they have handcuffs in this world? What are they called? Manacles. I would
Shackles.
assume I have manacles with me, or shackles.
You do not have shackles, but I'll allow you to be able to create a fire construct that would look exactly like handcuffs that won't burn people.
Okay, then yeah, I do that. Like, okay, Father, no, let's go. We have to get you booked and processed.
This is handling of the living. I deserve...
It's a good thing you were here, officer. I was about to punch that man in the face for saying that.
What?
I'm not done with you, Dr.
Some
Jangles.
of my best friends are undead.
Aww.
Come on, Father, let's
You're
go.
very sweet, Mr. Jangles.
It's Dr. Jangles. I have a PhD in clownery and tomfoolery.
Oh, my
Didn't
apologies.
work for 8 years.
Felix,
Doctor,
make the priest follow me to his cell.
Okay, will do. Oh,
By the way, is there any symbols on this guy? Like, what's his religious affiliation?
you can't quite tell.
Can I ask him, hey, what's your religious affiliation?
He doesn't talk to you. He doesn't even say a word. He's just
this
ignoring
guy's
that
a
you
dick.
exist.
Let me try. Hey, Bucko, what's your affiliation? Why are you like this?
I am not going to talk to the unnaturals. Bring a human, a dwarf, or an elf, and I will be civil with them.
Well,
Excuse, do
human.
I
Then
not
you can
count?
rot in prison then.
I do not talk to barbarians either, or unnatural beasts of feline persuasion.
I'm a doctor. I have a PhD.
You are an orc, and a green-blooded one at that. and then he just puts his back to all of you and just reads
Oh.
kind of stuff
Oh,
at the book.
Well,
I have a good
unfortunately, Father, all
You're
of our
behind bars.
all of our officers are dogs, and they count as the unnatural. I feel like you wouldn't feel comfortable with them processing you, huh? I guess you'll have to stay here until we go out searching for an unnatural officer. Hope you like this cell. It gets kind of cold at night.
All of the dogs' ears perk up, and they suddenly run out towards the market. And just give me a second, because I've got to load it in. You don't know why, but they seem very, very concerned, and they immediately start barking and shouting orders. Generally at.
Before we go check this out, can I drag the table in front of the bars here at the door?
You can do. Just give me a moment. Everything's going to load, and it's going to take a while. I've just got to get something up.
I just want to block the front here.
Well, I'm gonna lock the door and then they'll lock the building. He should be fine. I don't think he'll be able to get out.
It's not that. I just don't want to look at him.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I was originally going to hang up curtains, but, they're a bit of an emergency, so we got to be quick.
Yeah, and if you put up curtains, that will aid in insulation, and we don't want to do that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, wood's a pretty good insulator, actually, so.
But the cell is stone.
Yeah, the table is wood.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, if it's hot during the day and cold at night, the stone would probably be pretty decent, because it might hold on to some of the heat.
Maybe. He'll be able to tell us in the morning.
Yeah! This is a fun little experience. Oh, wait, he won't, because we're not naturals.
Yeah, oh yeah, he won't talk to us. Oh well, I wonder what those officers ran out for. Seemed like it was an emergency, and we just didn't care at all.
Yeah. We should probably go check out the play. Let's go check that out.
Meow. Well, Troop, what's the situation?
I'm also going to summon my shadow.
Dr. Jangles, stay at the station. You're still in trouble.
I want to know what's going on. I'm a doctor. I might be able to help.
What exactly did you do, by the way?
You're not a medical doctor.
I didn't do anything. I just tried to stop that man from yelling.
Oh, well, that doesn't seem bad.
Yeah, but he got into a fist fight at the bar and like someone almost died, so...
No, I didn't.
That's what all the reports are coming in, Dr. Jangles. I don't know what to tell you. Because 5 people are saying that you got into a drunken fight and someone almost died, and you're the only person who's saying that you didn't get in a drunken fight and someone almost died. Like 5 against 1. That's kind of stacked.
You rolled incredibly bad perception rolls. I was drinking milk.
Now you're talking about rolls and perceptions. You're way off than I thought, Doctor. We're gonna have to put you in rehab or something. This has been going on for too long.
Right, you can see skeletons that are just breaking up the bookstores and assaulting the people. Some of them are like attacking and angrily shouting. There's one skeleton just in front of all of you, who's stating, he's just going, "We are the liberated dead. We do not approve of this or any of this capitalism or this marketism. We will destroy it. We are the labor unions of skeletons."
Hey, buddy.
What you're doing is public public disruption and damage to property.
We
Don't
do
do
not
that.
listen to the bourgeoisie. We are the socialist front of skeletons.
Oh yeah, you about to listen to these hands.
Also, we could just talk
Bring
about
it on,
this.
Prince.
I hit him.
He moves out of the way and jumps right on top of the thingy, which he won't stick on. Give you a moment.
Also, we have a town council meeting. Like, we could just talk about this.
Hey,
We're
you get down
past
from there.
negotiation. Freedom to
You
all
didn't even try
skeletons.
negotiation.
I hit him with my. It just says. Why do I? Oh, I have that.
Skeleton.
Well, I just hit him with my dart.
Okay.
15 to hit.
All right. Yeah, you break through his armor.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ow!"
Wait, let me roll for damage.
Oh,
6
sorry.
damage.
6 damage. Okay.
Yeah. Does it knock him down off the roof?
Yeah, he'll knock down and then backwards. But I might say that the other skeletons, although he's just talking at you, these ones are destroying everything, and it looks like they're taking weapons to some of the people who are just like trying to defend themselves.
Oh,
All right.
no.
That's enough.
I'll take this one over here. And I also hit him with
Hey,
a dart.
hey!
I'm.
Stop doing that.
Do we need to roll initiative here?
You can do the first strike because they're all like busy. So literally just roll against their AC before we start initiative.
Actually,
Okay.
I was gonna cast a spell.
Okay, go for it.
It's called Animate Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 sec. I gotta read through some stuff.
When a spell comes in like a paragraph of information, you know it's going to be good.
Actually, hold on. That might not work. So, sorry, not so good. We're only 5th level, right?
5th.
Yeah.
I've been told I leveled up, so I've just been going with we're 5th.
Oh.
We're level 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone leveled up at the end of Spider Game.
Very good.
All right.
Congratulations.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Animate Dead, which is a 3rd level spell slot.
By the way, I'm fully anticipating any magic shenanigans, so do your worst.
Is
By the
anything
way-
that the skeleton in front of me that, like, is there anything that they're wearing which is metal?
Yes. Everyone is wearing armor. It's like they've prepared for this.
Skeleton that's in front of me. Wait, are we doing initiative or not?
You have to attack them before initiative starts. They are ignoring you at the moment, except for the person who pushed
okay.
off the roof, but you don't know what's happened to them yet.
The skeleton in front of me, are they actively attacking this commoner person?
Yes. They look like they're about to
Okay, then.
try and take them hostage or try to kill them, and you don't know which. The commoner's terrified and has broken their own pots behind them trying to get away, but is obviously cornered.
Okay. I would like to cast heat metal on whatever that skeleton has, which is metal.
Okay, what does that do?
It would be 2d8 damage.
Go for it.
Oh sweet, okay. Yeah, it just does it. If they're holding or wearing the item, it just does it. So that's
14 in total then.
So I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay.
And,
Do you have to get over there? What do you have to get over
30
there?
feet. 30 feet cube. So it's 120 foot range, so I can definitely make it. A 30-foot cube would be about 10 squares, because we're going by 30, so can get...
So you'll get all 3 of these that you're closest to at the moment.
Yeah,
But just miss out on the guy that fell backwards. If he's even there, we don't know because you don't have the line of sight. Okay?
Well, it's a 30-foot square. So yeah, all right. So I can get these guys.
Okay.
So basically, just a bunch of colorful fireworks are gonna go off, and pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration, which is concentration for a minute. The creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. It'll end if anybody hits it, so...
Okay.
Or if somebody else uses an action to wake them up. So, nobody touch them when they're out. We'll deal with the other 3.
Am I in this cube?
It's not going to hit the peasant bystanders.
Nah,
Wait,
I'm
I can't
gonna
hear you.
I'm gonna cast it where this guy here is on the very edge of it, so don't even worry about it. And I'll be standing over here.
Okay. Alright, I've got 2 of them. Actually, what is the wisdom being thrown against?
I have a 19 charisma, so that would be level 5. Sorry, I gotta check things.
Guys,
8
we're playing fucking D&D now.
2, or I mean 12. It would be nice.
Fire.
15.
15. All of them are
15 DC.
All of them are like sleeping then.
Oh no, they're just like really enraptured by this fireworks display.
Okay, they're all staring up. Like, do you want them like standing up, or do you want them? I'll keep them standing up.
They're still standing. They're just incapacitated, so they can't really do anything. They can't take actions or reactions, and their speed is 0.
Okay, right. They're just staring up, incapacitated. This lady runs away, and the dogs and the wolf guys are getting ready to act, but are waiting. We still aren't technically in initiative yet because everyone else is doing their first attack because they're all distracted. Nepezi, is there anything you want to do?
As a bonus action, can I yell at the dogs, "This way"?
Yep, they follow you.
And what's the condition for the spell again? Didn't you say something about if?
Yeah, I'd have shouted that too. Don't hit them. Just let them enjoy the pretty colors.
Oh, well, I can't hit them.
Do you have line of sight of the skeleton that you that was knocked off?
I should.
Okay. They shout at you, "Capitalist pig!" And then they run to the well where they jump down and disappear. Okay.
I speed over to the well and look in it.
About 6 seconds, they should reappear beside it.
It's just a really deep hole. The skeleton's gone. You don't know where.
Huh.
You do see, after being able to do that, a young-looking, bookish man, kind of like scared behind his books, kind of like crying, and then there's like a skeleton looking for what you presume is him, but is also ripping apart books as he's going to see if he can find him.
That's not very socialist of them.
Are we in initiative now?
Yes, you are all in initiative now because now this guy who Dr. Jangles is fighting is now like putting his attention towards him, and also the guy sees you in his line of sight. So everyone roll for initiative.